And here we are, folks. It is another edition of Good Critic, Bad Critic, and I am with the two jabronis. Mary Shelley is annoyed and Captain Quintano. Mary Shelley annoyed is, of course, Craig. And I am the biggest Muppet in the world, and this is our review of Nosferatu. But before we get into that, I figured we would start with some news, which we will not normally do on it. And even before that, I want to mention that most of the reviews that we do on this channel are because we love film, obviously, but we're not big fans of a lot of the stuff that comes out lately, including like the last 5 or 10 years. So we tend to go for films that are older, which is why, a lot of the films are, or at least quite a few of them have been like classic movies on here from the 90s and even further
They've got
back.
a bit of Asian dust on them.
Yeah. And having said that, we just did a review on James Bond's first movie on the big screen. Well, I guess you could
Dr.
argue
No.
that, but the first one was Sean Connery anyway, with Dr. No.
Close enough, yeah. Yeah, it was.
It's
was
generally
the first
considered the official
major release film.
Yeah, well, James Bond, at least in my opinion, I'm starting it with an opinion, but I think James Bond may be dead. And I'm not talking about the ending of No Time to Die, but Amazon has now taken complete control of the James Bond franchise, so they can push out anything that they want. And for me, anyway, this feels like it's going to be similar to the way that Star Wars was sold by George Lucas to Disney.
To Kathleen Kennedy's hands.
It's going to be the death of this.
I was wanted to bring it up to you guys because I know how big of a fan you guys are of the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien, and I know that you guys are. Well, I know Craig. I'm not too sure about Quentin.
When The Hobbit was made, Lord of the Rings and Hobbit are completely separate entities in my book. When it comes to that, but this actually, like, this wasn't discussed before we started the podcast at all. Literally 5 seconds before this podcast happened, Brian was like, "I want to discuss this." And I think we all knew what he was talking about.
Immediately, yeah. We've all heard it. We all knew immediately.
James Bond rights, 007, whatever you want to call it, was sold to Amazon Studios. I think from MGM, or now it's transferred into MGM. But it's something that has been so sacred, and it's been such a testament to spy culture, to making spy movies. What do you think when you think spy movies, right? It's James Bond, it's Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, but James Bond holds true. He has reigned over everything. It feels like a complete takeover. When I was reading this article, I think I read it on comicbook.com or something like that. And I was like, I hope this is one of those rumors that hasn't been set in stone yet. I was hoping that maybe someone was thinking about buying it, but it seems like, I think 2 days ago when I saw the news, I was like, there's no way. Like, there's no way the rights would have just been given up like that. It's terrifying when Lord of the Rings went over to Amazon Prime and they made whatever the fuck they want to call it. I truthfully don't even know the name of the show. Rings of shit that they tried to do. It was all crafted from an asshole, hence the Rings of Shit. But that show, by God, does not represent J.R.R. Tolkien's what he had in mind for the Lord of the Ring universe that his beautiful brain created. This is terrifying, in my opinion, to say the least. It might be dead. I grew up with Daniel Craig, 007, and I loved every step of the way. Even the movies that didn't hit, it still felt like James Bond. I can't promise in the future that it's going to be James Bond. I don't even foresee it coming close. But Craig, what are your thoughts here, man?
I think this is going to die a slow and painful death. I think they're just going to use this as some sort of content creating entity that they can just churn out stuff and expect it to work and make the money. It's not how it works. That's not what James Bond is about. James Bond is about intelligent, funny, idiosyncratic, daft writing, having that cheeky sense of humor, and having Amazon and the fucking idiots who are running those TV studios.
This will probably be turned into a TV show. I'm sure we can already see the money grab.
Oh, there will be
grab that
Gonna
they're
happen.
going to do.
I guarantee you it's going. I guarantee you there's going to be more than one show.
Yeah, it'll be
there's gonna
007, and then there's going to be
No, it's Mish Money Penny 008.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. They're going to AI recreate Sean Connery in order to get views back.
I'm actually surprised that Craig is not screaming into the fucking.
I am.
The snooze.
I am burning.
This
up.
is a iconic British institution getting taken over by a fucking greedy ass American company. And as an American, like it disgusts me. It really disgusts me.
No, I am burning. I can't believe. I can understand why, because the amount of money that they spent $1 billion on Rings of Power.
Rings of shit.
They will fucking pay for 25 films for the rights to the films and to own them. They're gonna fucking drop a shitload of money on whoever's doorstep they need to for James Bond. Disgusted. And the fact is, the last few films have been dog shit. It was going down the fucking hill. God damn it. Go back 10 years ago and just put Henry Cavill in the role, and you just saved the franchise.
Put Henry Cavill in the role, but also give the people a voice. There's so many problems with these new generations of movies that they're trying to make, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be 007. Give the fucking lay the foundation, right? Take a look at what worked before, right? And don't try to switch it up to meet your dare I say political views or whatever it is. Take the character that you know is loved by millions around the world and stay true to that character, and you won't have a problem.
And it's not just women, it's not just men.
Yeah.
Women, people of color fucking love this character. Same as Star Wars. These are beloved characters, and it's got nothing to do with agenda. It's got nothing to do with politics. It's got nothing to do with any of that. And these characters are beloved, and they're just getting fucking flushed down the toilet. And it's just...
Yeah, it's as someone who watched, because I used to be I wouldn't say massive, but a pretty big Star Wars fan. And Captain Quintana knows this very well about
First
me.
time I ever watched episode 4 of Star Wars was with Brian.
Yeah. And as soon as I heard this news, I immediately thought, well, this is going to be the death of the same death that we saw in Star Wars. And Star Wars is still pushing out shows every year. And I have
Who's
not
watching
watched
them?
A single show. So I think the last thing that I watched was season 3 of The Mandalorian. And I went, that's it, I'm done.
Season 1 and season 2, Mandalorian.
They're good.
Oh, yeah.
I like them.
Right?
I will give them props. That
You have Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau. Fantastic. Great. And then for whatever reason, I don't know to fit the agenda or what, but they got rid of the WWE superstar. I don't know her name. I don't watch that.
Gina Carano. She was.
They got rid of her, and I don't know what they got rid of her for. So I haven't done anything.
That. This is my opinion, though. But I never thought she was anything special, though.
The show took a shit. The story took a
did.
shit. There was no end all be all plot to the story of season 3. It was just shit.
Yeah, but however, like at least for me anyway, it's like looking back on since Disney purchased Star Wars, I half like one of the movies in Rogue One. I don't like any of the others. And then television shows, I like the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian, and that's it. And it's
Rogue One was,
And they've made how many
very well
shows?
made.
Like at this point, like 7 or 8
Boba
or 9.
Fett, the fucking,
And they've made
the Crapolite.
6 movies? I can't remember.
I think
The
3 movies. I heard
Obi-Wan.
Andor was fantastic. I've never seen it.
I've never watched it, but
I
I've
heard it was good, but
a
I have
lot
no
of people-
inclination to watch it because I've
Yeah.
just watched them
It just-
destroy
yeah, I
People
just don't
the
get
thing that I
anymore.
love.
Game of Thrones, but in space, and I was like, could just watch Dune and know that it's going to be good if I wanted that.
It's
Yeah,
I think that
totally agree.
with the purchase of this franchise by Amazon, I think this is the beginning of the end of the reign of the franchises that have been dominant over the last 20 years. This one is really breaking my heart because of all the franchises that I do follow, this is my favorite. And I am very,
James Bond.
very concerned to the point where are you calling me on the phone, Craig? What's going on there?
No.
Something. It says Discord audio on the phone. I don't know what's
Not
going
me
on there.
either.
But yeah, this is very and it's so concerning to me that I may not even whatever the first thing that they put out is, I may not even watch because I remember how heartbroken I still am about the Star Wars stuff. And
If they cast Henry Cavill, I will give it a shot because I know Henry Cavill is so vocal with what he wants done with certain roles. It's a clear depiction of that with why he stepped off of doing The Witcher is because he loves the Witcher video games. He loves the character that The Witcher is, and he's such a nerd that he couldn't justify what they were doing to the show. So he said, fuck you guys, I'm hopping off of this because I can't. He's like, I just can't. This is not line up with my shit. Once you played Superman, you can pretty much do what you want to do. And Henry Cavill is such a respectable individual. You put Henry Cavill in James Bond's shoes and maybe sell it. Amazon doesn't have control over it. I will give James Bond a chance.
He is the Ubermensch nerd. Like,
builds his own PCs, fucks like
Well,
fucks like a king. Listen, if I was that guy who floated the other way, it'd be Henry Cavill, man.
He's a gorgeous man.
Gorgeous man.
Your girl that you said WWE, Gina Carano, he was dating her. He bought her a PC, so
Gina Carano.
Yeah,
Gina Carano. Fuck right off.
I'm gonna ignore that. He bought her a PC so he could try to get her playing World of Warcraft. He is like the most handsome, like,
yes, Henry Cavill.
fucking,
you'll buy me a new PC. What do I have to do? Absolutely anything and everything. Okay, I'm on my way.
But he's a complete nerd, and he fucking loves everything. One of my favorite things I've ever seen him say was someone asked him, "What is your sort of comfort film?" And he went, Lord of the Rings, extended version, obviously. And nerds across the world just fucking
I can't wait to clip
I forgot
that.
I can't do that.
I'm going to clip the fuck out of that.
I almost sabotaged my own channel. Oh, God. Well, I mean, look, we can speculate on whoever is going to play James Bond next. I mean, everybody's always thrown Idris Elba and Henry Cavill out there.
Idris Elba
or Tom Hardy.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Idris is too old. Sorry, Brian.
For me, with the sale of the rights to James Bond to Amazon, it doesn't matter who you cast because I'm convinced that they will now cast Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who, based on the movie that I just saw, it's going to kill the franchise. And that's our segue, ladies and gentlemen. We are now on the...
I'm pretty sure there's something about vampires we're supposed to be doing.
Yes, and that here it is.
Count, fuck you, lot.
Anything to get my mind off of my
James
sorrow
Bond.
and
James Bond.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe.
Current state of James Bond.
Camera shake will never stop. I'm sorry.
So, Nosferatu, 2024. This came out recently, so this is
Boxing
We
Day.
don't normally do this. Directed by Robert Eggers, screenplay by Robert Eggers, based on Nosferatu, a Symphony of Horror, which was a film from like 1922, I believe. And it was based on Dracula by Bram Stoker. So, cast Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Lily-Rose Depp, Aaron
Amazing
Taylor-Johnson,
cast.
Emma Corrin, Ralph Ineson, and Willem Dafoe. Cinematography by Jaron Blash.
Round of applause straight away.
Only clap we'll get from Brian tonight.
No, well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Although I will be the bad critic tonight, I guarantee it. Edited. I guess this whole thing is gonna be. Oh my god, dude!
Just a weekly appearance by my ass. It's okay.
You know what the worst thing is?
Fuck.
That's not the first time this has happened before.
Oh my god!
You're
So
shitting on the movie. I figured I could join in. Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm gonna shit on it though. It's just
Okay.
Edited by Luis Ford, music by Robin Carolyn, distributed by Focus Features in the United States and Universal Pictures internationally. Release dates December 2nd, 2024 in Berlin, and December 25th, 2024 in the U.S. So Christmas Day. This
is a Christmas movie. There's snow involved.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Or
potato
potato.
in it.
Or
There is
potato
a Christmas tree too. If you do notice, there is a Christmas tree. I saw the Christmas tree, and I was like, "Hey, that looks
Germany.
nice."
It's in Germany, but that's where we get our Christmas trees from. It's a German thing. It was when Queen Elizabeth married her German husband. They brought over the Christmas tree, and that's why in the UK we have Christmas trees, and I think that's why it kind of sort of transatlantically sort of made its way over to you guys.
Oh, really?
So
that must be why Mel Gibson brought something else over from Germany, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Syphilis.
Already?
If you're going in with Mel Gibson,
Syphilis is an easy one, but we'll get to that later.
This ain't the first time you're going to hear Mel Gibson.
Is this because we're in Germany in 1880?
No, I actually wasn't going to bring him up that quick, but Craig, you gave me the perfect fucking out. You laid it up for me, and I just dunked
it. I swung and you knocked it out of the park.
Thank you. I was like, oh my god, he's just serving it up to me. Okay, anyway,
platter.
Running time 132 minutes. Budget was $50 million, and the box office was 177.2 million. So I actually was happy to see that. I'm happy that Robert Eggers got a successful one in there, even if it wasn't like massively successful. But
he started off within, I think, a 4-year mark of like between COVID and COVID not happening. He's a fairly new director, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's done 4, right? 4 movies.
Yeah. With Lighthouse.
The only one I haven't seen now is The Witch,
and that was 2016.
Yeah, Brian won't like The Witch, I don't think, but that's Anya Taylor-Joy and the guy who I always mistake for the Hound, whose name I can never remember. He plays
Ralph
the father.
Ralph Ineson.
That movie's a fucking crazy mess of greatness.
All right.
It's I said this to Brian earlier. Robert Eggers, to me, at the moment, he is up there with Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
He's up there with those two.
He's just,
in my opinion, yes, highly.
Just batting.
He's above Christopher Nolan for me.
Christopher Nolan's.
Okay. Well, I know Quentin feels that way. I disagree with that. I don't think he's anywhere close to either of them. But I tell you one thing: of the 3, he probably makes the. Well, actually, no. I think Denis has him on that. But yeah, I was about to say he might have the most beautiful looking films.
No, Denny.
I think Denis has him. on
Dune,
that,
Dune
actually.
2 was so visual. This movie, and like, if I were to compare like visual, I don't know, man. I mean, because that's cinematography at the end of the day, but I guess the director has, yeah.
He's got control of it. But to me, if you've got an opinion that is either one of those two,
It's
don't
like,
get me wrong.
yeah.
You're not wrong. They're fucking gorgeous films.
I mean,
Dune 2 is in
up
my
to-
top 5 of all time movies. Dune 2 specifically is like, oh my fuck. I watch it, not exaggerating, everyone listening. I watched this movie 5 times in IMAX, Dune 2. And I
Jesus
couldn't get
Christ.
enough. Yeah, I was like, I could watch it 20 more times and I would be just as happy.
That's dedication, mate.
Testament to how good that he actually is, and
Yeah.
how good of a team that he puts behind him. Because the sound effect, like the sound design, goddamn, the costume and visual sets of this film are so goddamn amazing. There's nothing that takes you out about this. And every single every single scene, you're thinking, wow, how much did that cost? How did they do that? And then you go to the next scene and it just looks even better. It's just incredible. That's where this film wins. Wow. Yeah.
And the acting performances. So just so everyone is a little refresher, this movie was my pick of the week. I have a huge love for Robert Eggers, if you haven't figured out by now. But this is a movie that when I walked into it, I didn't see it in theaters as much as I wanted to. Just life kind of gets ahead of you. And no matter what happens, a movie-going experience is always best in a movie theater. I watched this movie in my house, and I had my surround sound system going on. Me and my wife sat down and we watched it. And I have not felt more consumed, is a great way to say it, specifically for this movie, by everything, by every shot, the acting performances. I felt like I was sucked into this movie, like I was compelled by Nosferatu himself. I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I'm here for it. And this movie sucked me in, and oh my god.
Sorry.
Fucking bitch.
Brian,
I get so worried whenever Captain Quintano says suck.
Sucked
I-
me in.
I
was
get
great.
so worried. Sorry, because that was actually
No,
some really good talking points there. My bad. I fucking
this
ruined
movie
that.
sucked me in, and it made me feel lost in a movie. So like, there's been so few movies, and a lot of the big reason why we don't watch movies from the new age shit is because there's not a lot of movies that can grasp you anymore. It's just not. There's not any original ideas. It's all IP this, IP that. Let's whatever sells. Let's get that right. No, this movie felt original. It was so tasteful, in my opinion. But it made me, for fucking however long the runtime was, I sat there in front of my screen and I could not take my eyes off of it. Every scene, I felt like I just was sucked into it. Sucked into it, Brian. Sucked into it, Craig. I was sucked. But that's like, I couldn't help but try to bring it to the podcast. So
no, dude, I'm so glad you did. And this is one thing I really want to compliment the film on, is you absolutely believe that Count Olaf Nosferatu is just this embodiment of someone who's been like spawned by the devil and has this just pure evil tangent of their being. Like, he is just menacing and creepy and horrifying, and it's so well. It's a testament to how well Skarsgård did. It's fucking great. It's just wonderful characterization, and I mean, Willem Dafoe. Do I need to say more? Absolutely
I'd
phenomenal.
love him in anything he does.
He's phenomenal, and he's just got that that quirkiness. Willem Dafoe always has a quirkiness to him. When he pulls out that pipe and the bloody thing is this long, so he's putting it in his mouth, but the bloody pipe end is down here. He's just
The size of a saxophone.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a pipe saxophone, but it's just that quirkiness that he just pulls off and delivers so well, but it belongs in that kind of film. It belongs in that. This is so weird, and it's intangible, and this is exactly where you want a Willem Dafoe sort of performance in.
He's a wacky fucking dude.
He's
What's the movie? Boondock Saints? No.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah, Boondock Saints.
Have you guys ever seen that clip of him where he's like being interviewed on the street and like the guy doesn't even know who he is?
I saw that on TikTok last week.
It's
if
amazing.
the guy didn't know who he was, I would be truthfully like baffled. But he's just like, yes, I'm wearing this, I'm wearing that, and he's like, I just do whatever fits me in the day.
Yeah, he seems like,
dude,
he seems like the happiest guy in the world.
I would give just about anything to like just spend like just to go to dinner with Willem Dafoe would be like the highlight.
Oh my god, I'd be paying. I would be getting my credit card out and just paying. Like
he'd be like, yes, I'll take the
gold
£3 lobster. He's so great, man. He's such a perfect. You know, I think it was Spider-Man: Far From Home when they asked him to come back as a Green Goblin. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen that film. When they asked him to come back on as a Green Goblin, he was like, "Yeah, as long as I can perform my own stunts." Willem Dafoe, if I'm not mistaken, is 72 years old. Like what actor at that point? Yeah. There's actors in their 20s that are like, "Yeah, I need a stunt double." Willem Dafoe is just like, "Yeah, I want to do my own shit."
Well, he's also like the most fit fucking 72-year-old man in the entire world. Like
besides RFK, yeah.
I mean, you could be right. Yeah.
J. Jonah James. That's the.
You're thinking about J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, because
Spider-Man.
When he was working out, and he put those pictures online, I was like,
"He wants to be famous.
I'll
make him infamous."
Oh, that was good. Not only is he like great, but like, I mean, the fact that like they were like, all right, let's make a movie about Santa being a badass. They had a ripped Santa in last year's movie, in this movie called Red One, where J.K. Simmons plays ripped Santa. Like, they didn't try to make him fat and jolly. They just had him like fucking bench like 600 pounds. J.K. Simmons is like, this is nothing, Spider-Man.
And thankfully,
he's a menace.
He's a menace.
Counteract The Rock.
I still need to see Whiplash. I hear that is like, I'm saving that for a good rainy day.
Such a good
I know, I haven't seen that either.
Miles Teller, J.K. Simmons. I just watched The Gorge with Miles Tellers and Anya Taylor-Joy.
That's probably what put me away from watching that was Miles Teller, not a Miles.
You don't like him? Not even in Top Gun Maverick?
Pretty boy. Nothing more.
Pretty. Okay. You've got low standards, mate.
No, you don't think he's good? I'll give it that. He's a good-looking man, but that's,
you don't think he's a good actor? I heard Whiplash was like his breakout role,
well,
and then
maybe.
he never broke out after that.
He basically did everything. What he did to his career is what Amazon is going to do to James Bond.
Because of Fantastic.
Dude, stop it.
It's
fuck.
Brian's like,
I'm like shutting. I'm so upset about this news.
Can you quickly
I'm surprised that you're not as mad as me because you're a fucking Brit, and this is like this is one of the pillars of British entertainment.
Hear me out. Michael Caine as James Bond.
Okay.
At 100 years old.
Can you say it in James Bond's voice or in Michael Caine's voice, James Bond? Can you do it for me?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
007. I am James Bond.
It's too fast.
The name is Caine. Michael Caine. Now, fuck off, you do.
You dirty. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
all
can't
right,
resist.
Michael Caine.
I love that you dirty little.
It was so good. That yes. I'll tell you what. Since we don't know how long, since we had to start late, I'm not sure how long we have Captain Quintana for. So, do you guys want to start with the ratings?
I'm down.
Do you want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Before we do, there's one scene I want to talk about.
No. Like we can get into the scenes after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not wrapping it up, Craig. We're
Yeah,
just,
Okay, right. Yeah.
Craig's like, damn, dude, we just
One
got
scene
here.
I want to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
So for
I know what
rating,
Quentin's gonna say, but go ahead.
I'm gonna give this movie. I have no complaint about this movie besides. I think his name is Aaron Taylor, Kick-Ass, which I think he played Kick-Ass way better than he did this role, which is like one of his first acting performances. But I give this movie a 10. This movie sucked me in, dude. I got to refrain from using that with you guys in this fucking chat.
It makes me laugh, man, because you emphasize it so hard. You're like, I'll tell you what, everything about this movie was great, and
the acting was phenomenal. I personally have never seen Lily-Rose Depp in a movie, and honestly, I didn't know that it was Johnny Depp's daughter until after I watched this, and I started doing a little bit of research in the film. But my God, I dare say that she is a better actor, actress, whatever the fuck you want to call it, than Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp. I've seen him in countless movies, but his daughter in this movie, oh my God, talk about Broadway, she did everything in this film from emotion to sexy to being possessed by a fucking demon. She hit so many notes in this movie to where me and my life were like, this is actually disturbing. Like, we were like, what the fuck are we looking at right now? Her fucking body, like, was morphing in crazy ways. Saliva, she wasn't carried about, oh God, how pretty do I look here? She said, fuck this shit. I'm going to let my slobber go everywhere. I'm going to act like the most she wasn't human when I watched this. It fascinated me beyond belief. I can't wait to watch some of her other work. Willem Dafoe, great as always. The cast in this movie was stupendous. It captured me. I watched every single scene with 100% of my attention given to this movie. The guy who played Beast from the X-Men First Class franchise series, I can't remember his name, sorry.
Nicholas Hoult, right?
Nicholas Hoult. I thought his scenes were great, and my God, the transformation that Bill Skarsgård as Nosferatu. You cannot have a good movie without a great villain. Nosferatu, the transformation. We've seen Bill Skarsgård be Pennywise as the clown from the It series. We have seen him transform. I don't actually think that he was a monster in Barbarian, but you know he can be very animated with his face. This movie was a complete transformation for him. His voice, he literally took opera classes to get his voice down to a certain octave. He is fantastic. He is the best out of the Skarsgårds, if you ask me. They're going to have problems with that. Better than the Skarsgård brothers. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps.
Okay.
Yeah, I could live with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Better than the brothers.
There's Alexander Skarsgård, and then
how dare you?
I know.
That sin on the father.
I know. My mistake.
Me and Craig were actually talking about this.
Me and Brian mentioned this. Yeah.
He's great. But to end my review, man, 10 out of 10. I haven't had a movie in so long. I mean, not so long. Dune 2 is right up there with this movie, which one of the Skarsgårds is also in. But yes.
The good one. The really, really, really good one.
They're both great in this.
The really, 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 really good
This
one,
movie captured me, and I loved every part of it. I don't have a single complaint besides one actor who I felt like could have performed better, and I'm not going to fault this movie for that. The cinematography in this movie is up there with Dune 2 and Lord of the Rings. There's not many other movies that can match this form of beauty, the darkness of it all, the right era when they got the costumes right. It was just perfect, man. I don't have anything to complain about.
5,000 trained rats. Do I need
5,000? Yeah. Me and Craig found this out before the podcast, but all those rats that you saw, Brian, those weren't CG rats. Those were real rats. 5,000 real rats that Robert Eggers unleashed that the actors had to act around. Oh, yeah.
Those were all real.
Real rats, brother. 5,000.
Even the ones in that one shot, it was like a moonlight shot of the broken ship.
What, when they're all running off and they're like sort of running?
Yeah, they're
towards
all
the
going
camera?
forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife just asked me, she goes, where the fuck did they get 5,000 rats? Great question. Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
But that I was gonna ask Quentin, like that shot where they find the wreckage of the ship that
That
came
looked
in.
CG,
Those
right?
all those rats were like moving in like one direction. That
looked like
that's why
CG.
that's the one shot where I would start questioning that. But
I would too, but I mean, I'm sure Craig and myself will dive in a little bit deeper to that. But I know at
all the
very
other
least-
shots, though, I could believe you.
But 5,000 rats. Christina pointed a great question out there. Where the fuck do you order 5,000 rats? And where is PETA when this
You
is
order
happening?
you order them wholesale from China.
Wholesale from China.
Hang on, these are rats. They're not bats.
Christina said they were renting them.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. We don't want to stir up
I
shit.
couldn't resist.
That was good though.
So that's my review. If we want to pass it to Craig.
So
Brian
wait, what
is
did you
I'm-
rate it again? 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10, man.
Okay.
This movie fucked me. in
Pass
the
it over
best
to
way.
Craig. Mary Shelley.
Just on the visuals alone, this film deserves a 9. The visuals, everything that they did, the effort that went into every shot. I am so glad that this was a pick, and I had to watch it to do this, but it was so enjoyable. Lily Depp, Jesus Christ, she has got such a future ahead of her.
Oh.
And in front of her. No, she literally does. She was so committed. It was a freaking acid trip. That's one thing Eggers does really well, is he just creates acid trips of films. Like if
I would have taken acid before watching this movie, I'm pretty sure I'd be dead. God.
Do you know what? If I took acid before watching this movie, I'm pretty sure I'd have understood it.
By the way, everyone, next episode, we're actually all going to take acid and react to a movie on the live feed.
Oh my god.
Timestamp 9:14.
If you want to drop acid and watch Robin,
They know we're not serious though. It's
It's a complete joke.
no. If we were sitting here going,
That's
like,
its way
that we
past
are-
our
Stay
age.
tuned for next week because we are taking acid. No, they know we're joking.
Good.
If they don't, then
Brian's going to be watching this footage and he's going to be like,
Maybe
yeah.
I am. I'm just going to be going acid. So what? This.
the battery acid.
Battery acid, flashback to Pennywise and the
Yeah.
inhaler.
So Craig, you're giving this a 9?
Yeah.
Or was that
it's-
your?
No,
Continue.
just how beautiful and well made this film is. I can't give it less than anything that's that high a number. It's so freaking fantastic. I think this is the OG of stealing IP. So we talked earlier about the nothing is original anymore.
Yeah.
I think this was like the first.
1922 was the original Nosferatu, right?
Yeah, but obviously
Think
this
so.
was based off. They say, it's based off Bram Stoker's Dracula, and so evidently so. But they do something so original with it, and I know this is such a faithful recreation. It's freaking fantastic, and the sound editing, the costume design, everything. I'm sorry.
No,
completely sold in this film. Yeah, love it. Brian, come on.
So what's your rating? A 9?
I'm giving it a 9. Come on, Brian.
9, okay.
Disappoint us.
Just disappoint you guys, dude. I like. Dude,
Depression.
I can't say this.
Robert Eggers makes some of the most beautiful movies I've ever seen. But and this is a lot of this fault is mine because I warned you guys last week. I'm not a horror person.
You know, yeah, it's a horror film.
I'm not into the horror stuff. However, this film was utterly gorgeous, but I expected that. He's the best at making these films look good. Other than
Modern day,
maybe Denis is probably better after we discussed that a little bit. But they're the top two in making a gorgeous looking movie.
There's no right answer.
Yeah. The cast, they all did a great job, except for probably Aaron. I'm shocked.
What was it about it? Because I felt it too.
Everything I've seen him in, I've just never been impressed. And it's.
What about Kick-Ass? Do you think that was like his one and only good role? Because I'm like, that's how I feel when I see him in movies.
I don't know, man. And I'm not a big fan of Nicholas Hoult either. I think he did a decent job.
Remind me who Nicholas Hoult is? Beast.
Beast.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of his either, but I thought he was.
I thought he did a decent job.
Didn't he try to play J.R.R. Tolkien in a movie?
Yes.
I never saw.
It was like
I never saw that.
I think it was a show, actually. I don't know.
I think there was a movie called Token that was supposed to be like about J.R.R. Tolkien's life.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Craig hasn't seen this. Have you seen it?
No. I've not seen it.
So bad.
But if I were to say something like that, I want the most uber British person ever to play that role.
I would agree with that. Yeah. But anyway, but other than those two, I thought everyone in the cast is superb. I love Ralph Ineson and Willem Dafoe in particular. Me and Craig know Ralph Ineson is the guy who kissed Roy's ass in IT Crowd, by the way.
I don't know what that is.
You can never forget that.
You guys got to send me the links.
Yeah, it's a great show, man.
I'm going to give you a donation for a free membership to Patreon.
I have his Patreon.
It's just you got to find time to fucking do it. There's a lot of stuff on there. Anyway, Emma Corrin was good. Lily-Rose Depp, I had seen her in a couple things before, and I know how talented she is. But you guys are right. She is. Besides that, she was incredible in this, and she is an artist. She is an artist. She is a I wouldn't go so far as to say what Quentin said in saying she's already better than Johnny Depp. I don't know if I would go that far, but she certainly has the fucking talent to eclipse him someday.
She get there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So she's got a lot. She's got a great career ahead of her.
She's 26. Right, she is.
She's that young. I thought she was like 30, but
no, she's 26. And here's the thing. Obviously, she gets her clothes off. But it wasn't like a sexual thing. It's just that she...
Oh, it was, yeah.
No, to me, I didn't think that. It was just, I am going to do this for the film. And I thought she was like, wow, that is how you commit to a film. That is how you want to be the best thing you can be for this story. And totally... Okay. I'm worried about the crush I have on her now because she is way too young for me.
So
don't ever say that out loud.
Yeah.
So if it helps, she's your age. So
yeah. So yes, beautiful movie. Cast was for the most part fantastic. There's parts of, and I've seen 3 Robert Eggers films now, and every single one.
You haven't watched The Lighthouse through.
I love the settings that they're in, but there's just something, and I think this is why I want him to get away from the supernatural stuff, is because he constantly has, and it seems whenever we do a review or talk about his films, like it seems that I'm the only one that notices these things. But you have characters constantly who show signs of extreme intelligence, and in the very next scene do something utterly fucking stupid, and it drives me up the wall, and I can't
Like
get
what
them out of my
in
head.
this movie?
Dude, you live in Florida. I'm sure you should be used to that.
Yeah, I'm used to it from stupid people, not people who show signs
Hold on.
of
Should
intelligence.
we say that?
What?
I can say it.
No, that he lives in Florida. Is that
No,
okay?
they know. They know.
Okay, cool. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I was like, is that a bad thing?
That's the second review in a row where Craig's taken an opportunity to throw a dig at Florida.
Yeah, what do you mean? What you talking
The
about?
difference
Florida?
is, here's the difference,
What?
Craig. The Florida people that you're talking about are not intelligent.
Yeah. So
The
there's
characters that I'm talking about that do these dumb things show signs of intelligence, and then in the very next scene show signs of being brain dead.
So what part of this movie, what characters did you think were brain dead? And there could be a reason why. That's why I'm trying to combat this.
Okay. Well, first, I mean the ending straight up. I mean, we're hitting spoiler territory now, folks.
Fair.
But the ending when fucking Count Orlok or whatever his name is, I just called him Dracula.
When she's fucking him till death.
Yeah, and it's
Till Dick do you part.
He's been cold and calculating and carefully planning everything in the movie, and then all of a sudden he just he knows there's 5 minutes up
You
until
not
the end.
see?
What?
It's
Bro.
literally death.
I mean, I don't even know if I could say this on the podcast, but like, pussy, man.
Okay, so let me finish this first before you cut me off next time. Okay,
Sorry.
Because first of all, this. Okay, so you're gonna kill yourself just to have sex with show up 5 minutes before sunlight to have sex with her once, or are you gonna be cold and
Not 5
calculating
minutes.
to have sex with her forever?
Not 5 minutes.
What do you
Homeboy-
mean? Not 5 minutes.
He showed up, right? And then they started smashing. And then every time he tried to get away from them having sex, she would pull him back and she's like, nah, man, this shit's too good. Like, keep hitting this shit, you know? And he kept hitting it. And then, you know, the pussy was so good that she literally kept him there till daylight. That's how good Lily-Rose Depp's pussy
It was so good that he just forgot that the sun was
It's a
coming
tale
up.
as old as time. Women rule over men at the end of the day. Listen, bro, there can
He's
be
been
men
cold
that
and
are as
calculating
powerful.
throughout the
Okay.
entire movie.
Okay.
And at the end, he forgets that the sun is coming up. It's
The sun
It
were
is-
her ass, was her ass cheeks, and they never came up. All right, they stayed there, and I don't know. I mean, I thought it was not cool, but I thought it was a symbolism to that shit. Like
that nothing matters more than the pussy.
literally, yes. As fucked up as it seems, there's like been situations in a man's life where you're like, all right, like, should I do this? No, but that opportunity is there. So, like, I don't mean this in like a fuckboy kind of way, nothing like that. I'm a happily married man. I'm just saying you get to a point where you realize that shit rules. I don't know. Maybe I'm a lesser man because of that, but it's like,
I think
What's
we
the
all
hell,
know people
bro?
who've been like that. I think
Yeah,
everyone has got a friend who you just thought,
am I that friend?
Yeah, and they're
You
and
do it.
guess what? They're not cold and calculating vampires. They are
no,
idiots.
they're just idiots. They're just horny fucking idiots.
Speaking of all of that nonsense, syphilis. My God, the Nosferatu
Oh, this
have
guy
syphilis.
was ridiculed.
He's on top of her, fucking boils busting on his back. My boy is like, yeah, he's getting in there, bro. And his fucking back is like sizzling with pimples popping. And that man had,
He was falling
fire,
apart.
everyone. In case you didn't know, he just had the most extreme form of syphilis that is known to man. That is what that was.
He was falling apart at the seams.
Literally.
uh,
Falling apart is
If-
hot out fire.
if superglue existed in 1838, that guy would be superglued together. That's how he's staying together.
Wait, what was your rating, Brian?
5. 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am shocked at that, mate.
Well, you know that I'm not a big horror guy to begin with, so.
Yeah, but you could at least be a good horror guy. No, I'm kidding.
That was good.
Thank you.
That was good.
No, really? 5?
And honestly, watching this, it made me wish that I rated The Northman a little higher, because I like The Northman. But again, it's
horror. It's not for you.
It drives me up the wall when these characters do dumb shit after they've been smart throughout the whole movie. And the fucking ending of it is where he does the one dumb thing, which is forget that the sun's coming up.
He didn't forget. He got lost in the.
Dude, he's getting the cheeks. He's clapping.
Yeah, like
he could have clapped those cheeks for an eternity if he wanted to.
Yeah, but it was so good.
He's a goddamn fucking vampire.
Hear me out. All right, last chance at trying to rebuttal this part, because the pussy power meant nothing, right? Okay, so he said, "You have woke me from an eternity. I have been waiting for you. You are not mortal. You are a goddess. You have called to me." He says all this, right? He has been waiting for this shit for, not exaggerating, hundreds, if not thousands of years. That shit finally comes along. My boy gets the opportunity to see says immortal pussy. And he is just going to like not hit that shit till sunrise. That's my last hoorah. Imagine you've been waiting 1,000 years to hit that.
When he starts,
what was the opening scene? Didn't he hit it like 5 years prior or whatever?
No, bro, that was the imagination. He had snuck into her dreams. He hit it in her head. He was smashing in her dreams. But that physical contact of homeboy who is gristled and popping with syphilis did not hit that shit physically. You know what I mean? So 1,000 years of waiting for that. Okay. I don't know. I can't convince you here. You're going to give it a 5, and I'm going to have to accept that. And then, we'll see what happens after that.
There's also the Rat Man who's randomly sleeping in a coffin when he's not
he's
a vampire.
Funny. He's hysterical.
And then they just fucking stab him in there.
Wait, how about the neck bite?
Because I'm not a vampire, but I'm just going to sleep in a fucking coffin and call myself the Rat King. Fuck off.
Bro, that's 3 things. You've just reminded me of another third thing. So you've got the fact that in this whole film, there's all those...
when he bites the neck and he's like...
Yeah, and guess what? The guy was like trying to get him out of the fucking chair.
Did he not remind you guys of the guy from Harry Potter, the guy who turns into the rat? That one actor reminded me of him
a little bit.
So bad, dude.
Spalding.
Yeah.
A little bit. But when he's actually like, he's in the chair and he can't move, and then the guy gets... So you have a guy who can literally walk around freely, and there's a guy in a chair strapped to it. He releases one arm, and the guy can overpower him with one arm.
He's consumed by the power of Nosferatu.
What power? He's not supernatural.
Bro, he's praying to a demon god.
He's got the power. Gillette for men.
Gillette for men. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's supernatural. That's the part that you have to... It's more fucking giving than Christopher Nolan gives us with Interstellar.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were a Dragon Ball Z guy. I thought you had a intellectual stake in power levels. There are certain power levels that you have to abide by.
The Rat King was on the range of Nappa. All right, he was Nappa power level. All right, he wasn't Vegeta. He wasn't fucking He
definitely wasn't over 9,000. Okay?
No, and he wasn't Krillin either. Krillin could have smashed, but he was like Nappa. You know what I mean? He was like the henchman of Vegeta.
Just to upset you two, the only reason I know that 9,000 power level is Ronda Rousey when she was at WrestleMania and she had level 9,000.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. So this was when she came out to the ring and The Rock was there, and it was just, it was a big whole celebrity endorsement thing.
Perfect example.
Thank God she's not around anymore.
She
Ronda Rousey?
Insufferable.
She fucked away all of her goodwill. She was so liked.
What happened to her? Why did she drop off the map?
because she was pushed so hard, so she was like getting rammed down people's throats.
She was,
dude, don't. I know what you're thinking.
she looks like she could ram it down people's throats.
Fucking hell, man!
Push it real good.
This is prime Muppetry right here, by the way.
We are stupid.
That's what you
Let's get back to arguing, okay?
Yeah. Fuck you, Brian. Prime example of why the Nosferatu thing works. You like to bring up DBZ in this subject, right? What happened to Vegeta when he met Bulma? Guess what he didn't do? He simmered the fuck down because he was getting that sweet, good pussy. All right? What do you think Nosferatu did?
He simmered the fuck down. He didn't
simmer down.
He didn't
obliterate the universe or the world.
By the sun, because he's not a vampire.
Bulma's pussy calmed Vegeta down. It just Nosferatu got a little lost in the sauce, and the sun hit him in the wrong way.
After being the most cold and calculating person in the entire movie.
Yes.
Until the very end. And then the very end,
and a woman comes along. Yes.
Yeah. The fuck out.
And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on.
I don't know, man. He's a cold demon who succumbs to his inner desires, man. That's what demons do. They succumb. Demons get taken over in every, and you're not a horror fan, so you probably don't know this, but demons succumb to shit like that. They get baited in, bait and switch. Pussy death. That's how it goes.
They outsmart everybody first, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean, that was a smart demon.
All the ugly people.
Took so much care just to travel on that ship and be still be in the darkness. But then at the very end, he just, all right, I'm just gonna let the sun.
How cool is that scene? So they did the little thing with Dracula. You know how Dracula in the book. I mean, I'm not exact. I never read the book, so I'm not gonna act like I did. But in the scene where Dracula is traveling from Transylvania to London.
Yep.
Okay, so when he's traveling to London,
apparently in Germany.
No, Dracula. So he's talking
about the actual. Right. Okay, yes.
Yeah. So there's a whole part of either the poem or the book or whatever the fuck it is that is called the Lost Voyages. Like I remember watching a movie on it, so my knowledge isn't that in depth. But I love that they included the scene of him traveling there because any part of Dracula that you ever see, it's always a big hyper focus of Dracula himself was him getting over to the next land. I love that they took 10, 15 minutes out of the movie to get into hey, he's in the ship, he's loaded aboard, he's making the ship go mad, he's making the ship go into chaos. And then you see that one shot where the guy's down there and he's like, I'm killing the evil on this ship, whatever he said. And then you just see fucking Bill Skarsgård, however tall he is, 6'7", and he's standing above him and he's like, oh. And it was just such a, I mean, we've already talked about the cinematography and the shots of this film, but holy fuck, was that so sick to watch, dude.
Even I thought, shit in hell, that is a big guy.
He's huge, bro.
That's me saying it.
Yeah.
The movie it reminded me of, it gave me the same kind of feeling that Wolfman movie gave.
He's 6'4".
Do you remember that Wolfman movie?
In that film, that dude is fucking 7'5".
Yeah, they played with angles, I'm sure.
Yeah, they did a complete.
Is this the Wolfman movie that Craig has told me that I need to watch, Brian? The one that
no. This was the one with Anthony Hopkins and Benicio del Toro. And I had a similar watching this. I kind of had a similar experience. Watch this, but this one
Wolfman.
This one looks way better, and there's no CGI stuff in it.
Yeah.
No, and
at least that's that I can tell.
Again, we've mentioned this weekly.
Is that Emily Blunt?
Not having CGI and just doing practical effects.
Emily Blunt was in that movie? Sorry.
Better does the whole thing look, because what you're watching is real, it's tangible, you can see it, there's no suspension of disbelief. It's just fucking real, and it's just it's visceral, and it just it comes at you, and
there's no 5 out of 10. I can't. There's no way.
I liked
like-
Northman much better.
I'm at a loss.
I'd say good, but I don't agree with 5 out of 10. That is wow.
Yeah, dude, I just
What else have we rated? What did you give Ghostbusters?
You gave it 4.
4.
And you gave this a fucking 5?
Mm-hmm. 4 is
And
the cutoff point for me. If I wasn't waiting for the movie to end.
Okay, what's the lowest reviewed movie?
Mortal Kombat. I give it 2. Yeah.
Okay.
That was fun ass too, though.
This didn't even. Let me ask you this: did it linger on 5 or 6 for you?
Dude, the first 30 to 40 minutes of it, it was it was going on 7 or 8, and then as you go on, you just see people doing dumb things after they were doing smart things.
Here's my theory. Here's my theory. So with supernatural and horror movies, you're bound by certain cliches that go with the movies. I love horror. I love the supernatural, and I go into these movies and I watch them and I'm like, fuck, that's overdone. That's so out of it. It's just such bullshit. I can't even fathom. Right? This movie was such a breath of fresh air for the horror genre. It didn't just focus on jump scares and try to give you cheesy shit. It built the ominous of Orlok, Nosferatu, man, where it builds him up to this character. They're like, oh, it's this, grouchy old vampire from Transylvania. And then you see that homeboy's got fucking bite marks on it. It all builds this crazy suspense. I don't...
This menace. There's just this menace around.
Yeah.
Just evil menace that this guy is just someone you need to get away from.
And you can't get away from him until he's inside of you.
and then
once he's inside of you, it's too late for both of you because you've been fucked by the syphilis king and he's dying.
Okay, wait. Okay, I said it before. One scene I want to talk about because it just made me burst out laughing. When Nicholas Hoult first comes into the village, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and this was a sort of callback to that guy dancing in Dr. No, where the fucking gypsy woman just comes out and just starts fucking going nuts in front of his face.
And goes backwards.
And this guy, yeah.
And then it's the guy smoking a pipe and he just goes...
Look at it, he smiles.
Oh, the Rat King?
No, he's talking about the village, aren't you? I thought
in the
when
village.
He first arrives in the village.
He first arrives in the village. So she just goes... I've just...
That's Robert Eggers full through and through. If you watch any single one of his movies, that's a thing of his.
Oh, that's her with 2 handfuls of meth and just going...
Did you notice the one guy in that scene? He's playing a guitar or something, and the whole time he's just up in his face like...
Oh, no. Do you know what? That bugs me so much.
Was it not accurate to the music?
It's no, it was, but the break. You want something that's straight. The break angle on this thing was back here, and I was like, that thing's never.
So what if it worked like a headless guitar?
You what?
Did you just buy that? It's still got the tag on it.
Yeah, I got it a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't taken it off because.
I mean, realistically, it's not a bad idea to buy Here's the thing, with guitars, you could buy one, play one for a couple weeks, and you can still return it.
No. I want to buy something that I'm keeping.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry. For continuity. No, I've still got the hangers on it, and I'm just happy with them being on there. I'm actually happy I've got a new guitar, and it's just, it's just a wonderful bit of fun. But
you play my chords every night I talk to you, Craig.
I'll sing you a song with your pretty mouth. I have no idea what the fuck I just said. No.
Brian, come here. Brian, come back.
What?
Come on now.
No, the break angle on the guitar. I was just like, oh, well, it's not a guitar; it's a lute. It's a been around for like 400 years plus. But yeah, I was just looking at it and thinking, yeah, that's no.
What about a headless guitar? Is it not similar to that?
No. Well, no, it's the opposite. Headless guitar is completely straight.
Yeah.
So this.
So like, let me.
I can't.
So what
I
if the
can't
head
say
is
without
not? So like, were the strings attached and bent? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So when it bends backwards. So when it's bent backwards like that. So if you imagine this is the neck, and it's just bent backwards like that.
What was her name?
Her name was Miranda. I have no idea why I said that.
Miranda.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, but movies for no. It just I noticed it and I just thought,
Yeah.
and it just like for me, like just being the geek that I am, it just completely took me out for a bit.
You know what's burning in my head now?
Shoot.
That scene where the shipwreck, you see the shipwreck and the rats are coming in.
Yeah.
I want to know if those were real rats now, because that's the
They
one
look
shot
real.
Let's.
where
I mean,
they
I
look
can-
real, but I have a hard time believing that they were, because
I have the
at one
movie
point
up
they're
right
all
here.
moving in the same direction, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure rats moving like it was like a Jurassic Park for me. They're flocking this way kind of thing.
I've got a horrible conspiracy theory about that. When I saw it, I think they just lit a fire behind the rats.
Oh.
They
What if-
they just lit a fire and all the rats just went
Yeah.
up to the camera. Like I did think about that. Like, how do they do that? And yeah, to me that was just like, oh shit, something happened.
Those are real rats.
Really? Okay. That's amazing they were able to pull that off.
Clear as day.
Okay,
I'll tell you
right.
one thing: if that whole scene, if this movie was directed by Mel Gibson, and then you saw the shipwreck and all the rats coming in,
no. Please don't say something about coming off the ship. Please.
no, I was gonna say, who he's blaming. It's not a demon.
What did you say? What did he say? I missed it. God bless America.
I'm not fucking repeating it. So, Brian, what Muppet rating are you giving this? I am expecting something special here.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't put it that high, to be honest. It's
We're on the right
like
track.
right in the middle. I'll give it 5 out of 10. Like it's not. I wouldn't put it super high now.
That's the only 5 out of 10 I'm accepting from you today.
Fair enough.
The other 5 out of 10 is non-negotiable.
I have to, man. Robert Eggers movies. There's always all these characters, like they do something like just really dumb, and I can't get over it.
Well,
Just
no
me,
one wanked over a wooden mermaid in this film.
Would you not in Lighthouse? Would you not smash the mermaid?
It's not like, and I'll say this too, like the amount of dumb stuff in this is not the same amount of dumb stuff in The Northman. I think there's more dumb stuff in The Northman, but the biggest the biggest dumbest thing is the climax at the end there, and it's like,
no,
dude,
he
what?
climaxed like 20
I know
times.
he did.
Like
I know
30
he did.
times.
I
That's
know
what
he
kept
did.
him there.
Well, that is...
Yeah, it kept him there, but except he was literally a vampire super genius all the way up until then. And then all of a sudden he becomes
okay.
Whatever.
All right.
I'm not going to talk.
I can't even. Because it's impossible. Listen, if there's
it's
some
not.
things, demons. What do they succumb to?
I don't.
Holy
I'm
water.
not a horror person. You
Temptation.
tell me.
Sexual things. What are
I thought
demons always
that I thought that that's what, especially sexual demons. That's what they're supposed to do to the seductee. They're
and
supposed
he
to
does.
tempt them.
That's what he did. You think that Lily-Rose Depp would have wanted to fuck the syphilis corpse?
No,
You know?
But I thought you were saying that
She
succumbing to
subdued
her
him.
temptation.
It was both. It was both. She was succumbed, and she got
So much so that he forgot the time.
Damn right. You ever
When
been
he knows
going?
that the only way he keeps living is if he stays away from the sun.
Okay. We're gonna have to agree to disagree. I think that the pussy overpowered.
Dude,
Of
how many,
course you did. You said
how
that
many-
25 times.
bro,
Make it 30.
how many vampire films end up with sunlight and
Sex
someone dies?
and sex.
No, just the sun comes up and that's it. Like
That really takes the
they-
originality out of this one, doesn't it?
Well,
oh, I struck a nerve.
No, it doesn't, because this is a film from 1922 that they remade in 2024, like
Yeah.
102 years later. So it's as original as you can absolutely.
That's actually
get.
insane. I didn't think about that. That's 102 years later. Holy fuck.
And it's
That's insane.
I was thoroughly impressed with it. I appreciate that Brian doesn't like horror films, so yeah.
That's what I'm notching this one off to be. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a horror fan, so but dude, the first hour of it was promising to me, and then just
What did you rank Van Helsing?
What did he rate?
Let me see.
Like 5.5.
If you rated Van Helsing a fucking 5, I'm gonna lose my
Let me see.
mind.
Let me. Where is it? Where is it?
To be fair, Quentin, you did.
I'll
pick
find
Van
it.
Helsing as
Don't
well.
put yourself through it. I'll find it.
I usually have it in a
I got it.
fucking. Oh, never mind. It's in a folder.
Don't worry about it. I'm just
Movie
more
review
so
scores.
curiosity.
Oh, I haven't put down Van Helsing in here. I forgot. So, but I want to say a 4 or a 5.
Yeah, it was.
You rank that as the same because, like Van Helsing, I can agree is like a shit movie. I have a lot of love for it.
It's goofy.
Yeah, and the whole time I watched this movie, it was way ahead of Van Helsing.
Yeah,
Until that ending, it drove me up the wall.
It is curious that you have such a you care so much about what the actual characters are actually doing. That is, it's quite interesting considering you like so much goofy shit, but when it's
I
something
do,
that
but
you're
there's not a lot of goofy
invested-
shit in this movie. That's not the tone.
No, that's what I mean. Because it's actual serious and you're taking it seriously, it bothers you that you think it gets goofy and you think it gets stupid and people are making.
There's a big
ridiculous
difference between
mistakes.
goofy and stupid. Here's my main issue here, and I've probably said it before, but I'll try to say a different way this time to try to get my point better across. Dracula throughout the entire movie, or whatever, Count Orlok. I'm just calling him Dracula because I pretty much sure that's what they were going for. But throughout the entire movie, he's playing everybody like a fiddle. Everybody is basically under his control. He in the castle. He basically has his little Rat King henchman send him there, and then once he sends him there, he deceives him into thinking that he's only just signing a deed and not that.
he doesn't trick him. It's a compelling thing. He
does trick him. It's in a language he can't understand.
He tricks him, but it's also, I mean, as you watch the whole scene between him and Nosferatu, it is literally a compelling thing. He doesn't remember where he is. There's things where he ends up in spots of the dining room hall where he's like, "How did I get there?" And he's obviously confused. It is a compelling factor of the vampires. That is,
I'm not talking about the guy he took advantage of. I'm talking about him, the vampire. The vampire is the most intelligent person in the
I'm
film.
so sorry. I jumped
by
in
far.
halfway in the conversation. That's my bad.
Okay.
I fucked up there.
He is
Sorry.
the most intelligent person in the film by far. He is
Yep.
tricking everybody. He is playing everybody like a fiddle. Whether
Yes.
it's the people on the ship or whether it's Lily Depp Rose's husband when he arrives there to sign a deed when it's really something else in a different language. He is playing games with everyone. He is highly more intelligent than every other character in the show. And to end the movie with him doing something completely stupid that would end his life involuntarily is just I can't look at that and be like that was a great move there. It infuriated me beyond fucking
I mean, unless you have
comprehension.
Blade come in and like do him in, I don't know what you.
You have the Blade Rave music start playing, and then the movie ends.
Like,
Credits play.
Wesley Snipes just.
It would be like
samurai
All you
sword.
would need was
let me try
music.
to use an analogy to make you guys see it, because I can tell that you guys are not
I still,
with me on this.
because
If
it's
you have
love-
a movie where what's a character, somebody like fucking Alan Turing, like what's the movie, The Imitation Game?
Imitation Game.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's fucking smarter than everybody in the fucking place. However, on top of that, he has supernatural powers. And then he ends the movie by literally like killing himself when he doesn't want to.
Dude, I think
that's
you
like
would have
I
a
am,
major-
I am legend.
dude, I think Alan Turing did have supernatural powers, and he
Okay.
did kill himself unnecessarily. So, as an analogy goes,
No, involuntarily, like against his will. Because he suddenly forgot about something.
dude, I do get you. Like me and Quentin.
Oh, that's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, Brian has a fucking fantastic review of that film. Like,
I gotta watch that.
Imitation Game. It's so
I haven't
good.
even seen the movie, but I love Benedict from like a Sherlock series that I watched with Bilbo Baggins.
You've watched that? Oh, I adore that.
I love that. I love that show. Benedict Cumberbatch and fucking Bilbo. Like what?
Yeah. Tim Martin.
Now, if this movie, here's the thing though, if this movie ended with this Count Orlok is banging away at Lily-Rose Depp or sucking her blood or whatever he's doing, and then her husband comes out with the fucking the pickaxe and slams it into his chest,
that would have been better.
then guess what? This movie for me jumps up to a 7 or an 8. Okay, so
He does love the pickaxe in that film, doesn't he? I've never seen
Yeah.
a pickaxe.
he tries to kill him in that one
But
scene.
he's such a fool, and his character's made to be a fool in this film. And the whole film sets him up to not understand fully what is going on. He doesn't understand. So like, even though, he's like, I know, this, and then he's in there, and then he ends up fucking his wife, and he's like, no, it's okay. And he forgives her in that moment. He still is such a victim to not understanding the full situation. That's why Lily-Rose Depp and Willem Dafoe have this understanding throughout the film that there is only one way, similar to Doctor Strange in the Infinity War and in Endgame. He's like, there's only one way here to solve this. Like, there's only one person that can kill him, one person that can trick Nosferatu, and it is you, because you have him compelled. And I thought they did a good way of explaining that. I really do.
No,
You should have had the guy pickaxe him when
that's the Roman blood in you, man.
confused.
It's the Roman blood in you.
You should have him die at somebody else's hand by distraction, not forget about the time, which is essential to his being, because he literally lived his entire life where he can't be out in the sun.
Bro,
and then this is the one time he forgets about it? Fuck off.
The one time that he's been alone for 1,000 years, and this drug that he's finally taken, which is the sweet Puntane, is finally hitting, bro.
I'm sure he's had others before.
His eyes, bro, when he is there, because he said, you are not like the others. He goes, you are not mortal. He goes, you are this, you are that. This one was special. He said that he had waited. I can't even I'll keep repeating the same thing. I think that it's justified how he died.
I don't. I think it was bullshit, and it dropped the rating by 2 or 3 points.
Do you know what? I'm glad that we can both all three of us can like something or dislike something that much, and we can have that sort of disagreement, and it's just that's what this channel is. Good critic, bad critic.
It's the most fun disagreement you could have.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Because every time we, like, and it hasn't happened often where we have contentious disagreements, but every time
Brian to pick a bad film.
Every time we hit the end button on the recording here, we start dying laughing afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, just saying how much fun this is.
Yeah.
But
I just need King Boomer to pick a bad film. So
You
far,
want me to pick a bad movie?
I need you to pick a bad one that we
you
can
mean
review
one
and
that
have fun.
I like, but you don't?
Yes, exactly. You have only picked movies, like, granted, you've picked movies that I haven't seen
Let me
before.
see here. Hold on. We'll keep talking. I'll look this up.
We have done an inordinate amount of films that are just impossible to love. Sorry, impossible.
So I
not to love.
picked Batman, Home Alone,
It's your pick now.
Tombstone, and then I picked Doctor No.
No, it's me.
And
Oh,
I don't
correct, sorry.
I don't think any of you guys rated any of those lower than a 7.
No, I think Home Alone hit really good.
Those
with
were
me.
my picks, but
Home Alone hit so good with me.
I
I think I gave Batman like an 8 or a 9. I love that Batman movie. The Muppet Reader was off the fucking charts, but Batman was fun.
And I come out with.
I'm actually dying to see.
I need to see the second
Batman Returns. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm dying to see that now.
Needs to be soon. That one, and I want to see. I mean, the James Bonds I'll see in my, maybe we do that in a more appropriate time.
I have told Brian what my pick is after next week.
That's right. You picked.
Whose pick is it this time? Is it mine?
Craig.
It's mine. So
it's Craig's? Okay.
We're doing Robin Hood, but I already know what I want to do afterwards.
Well, then wait. Don't spoil it because I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't want to know because every time
you're getting ahead of us. Yeah. It's Jesus Christ. Craig has a book of this planned out.
I know. I'm so waiting for someone to say Blade.
Is it Craig's though? Like, what's the? Hold on.
It is Craig.
Yeah.
You were last week. You did.
Dr. No.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
I'm just trying to look at the what's the playlist here? Give me the movie reviews.
Fuck.
So it's Dr. No, Mortal Kombat, and then this was Nosferatu. Yep, Craig, you're up.
My Muppet rating for this movie is a fucking 0, just in case anyone was wondering. 0. This movie was fucking flawless.
Dude, right.
I don't have a single thing that I can complain about. I really don't.
This film, and there was some fucking Muppetry going on in this film. Dude, Willem Dafoe was having a fucking seizure in half the films. Sorry, half the films.
Willem Dafoe was having a blast, dude.
Exactly.
You know what made me laugh? There's a scene in there where he's like, everybody's like, "There's a demon? Preposterous." And he's like, "Absolutely, a demon." And I died. I forget the dialogue that's going on in that. I wish Quentin heard that.
I did.
And then he fucked off. I must have just pissed everybody off.
Yeah. See you later.
No, but remember when they're all like, there's their chance it's a demon, and he's like, Willem Dafoe's like, "Yeah, it's a demon. Of course it is.
Of course it is."
And he's trying to convince them all, and they're all like, "Dude, you're full of shit." And he's like, "I know all about this demon stuff." It was cracking me up. I wish I remembered the dialogue. It was making me laugh.
Everyone thought he was insane because he studied the occult.
I know the scene you're thinking of, but as soon as you said that, I just thought of the Street Fighter movie where Raul Julia, of course. It's just one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Wait, Street Fighter movie?
There is one, yes.
Oh,
and it's worse than Mortal Kombat.
No way!
It's so much worse. But Raul Julia gives everything in that movie, and it's.
I've only seen it once as a kid, and even as a kid, I thought it was bad.
Oh no, dude! Watch it back as an adult. And Raul Julia died right before this film came out, and he made it for. He wanted a film that his kids could watch and remember him by, and he just gives everything in this film.
Everything.
Everything. Gary Oldman.
Ooh. Oh, what's your Muppetry rating, Craig?
There isn't much because they put a lot of they put a lot of effort into this film, and the Muppet rating has got to be. There's some in there, but it's got to be a 3 because they are trying. I think everyone who was involved in this film tried to make this as good as possible, and I genuinely believe that.
Hold on, wait.
No arguments here.
You said the same thing about Mortal Kombat. These are 2 different spectrums, bro.
Yeah, but
It's 2 different.
Dude, that just goes to show you that Quentin loves this movie so much that that you would even say something similar to what you said about Mortal Kombat is blasphemous to him. He's like,
and not only that, it was the fact it was my Muppet rating. So this is me.
yes, I know.
This is where I slag the film off.
Quentin's going ham. He's like, I will defend this movie to the death.
I will. I'll go to the UK.
You're welcome over. The fact that when I've got the free reign to slag this film off, and I don't, and you go, this should be higher. This, your Muppet rating isn't living up to my expectations.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, to be fair to Craig, like because I remember when we did the Ghostbusters review. And when I initially said 4, his eyes bugged out of his head. But then when I explained my rationale, he's like, even though I disagree, it's like, whatever, I got to let this go. Because he doesn't like it as much as me. Quentin,
I can
absolutely
understand.
not.
No.
He was like, I will put a stake in your heart to change your mind right now.
I'll put a fucking pitchfork through your heart. All right?
In your heart.
I'll go beast on you, man.
Here, I feel like just to make Quentin happy, I will say one, because I feel like I haven't said anything positive about this movie yet, other than how beautiful it is.
Neither do we.
At the start of the movie,
secret-
you said
Hold
I
on.
didn't hate it, and then you
No,
went to give it a 5 out of 10.
I did say I didn't hate it. What I also said is I hate the ending. With a passion, I hate that ending.
The film doesn't. The end doesn't make the film. The whole process and the whole, just everyone trying makes the film.
I disagree with that actually, because if you're leading up to the ending of the film, which is you could argue the most important part of the film, then once you hit that ending and it's terrible, which in my opinion it is, then it severely drops the rating of the film for me anyway.
Understandable. Gentlemen, I do have to depart. I'm sorry. We have a little surprise party planned for a friend. But much love to everyone, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast. Sorry, I got to cut out a little bit early.
No.
That's all right.
Brian, thank you. I know this movie is not...
I'll make Craig take your place in trying to beat me up over this movie. Okay?
Craig, please do me honor by shitting on Brian's fucking opinion. Because God, no, opinions are just based on what you truthfully... feel. Fuck him. Change his opinion.
Show him have a good night, brother.
Love you guys.
Love you
guys. Have a great night, man. Later.
Have some fun, man.
Yeah,
he missed the part. He missed the positive that I was about to say. This is how angry he is. I was about to say something positive, and he cut me off, still being like, "You motherfucker."
Yeah. You are gonna get a bitchy text later on. You're gonna pick your phone up and you go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's just, dude, man, that ending fucking just really pissed me off.
No, I get it, but that is the story. That is, the way it was written, and as much as Quentin said it kind of horrifically, it was kind of the power of getting laid is like this. Just that's what it does. That's what it's going to take to bring this guy down and just destroy his, the last 1,000 years he's been alive. It's going to be Lily Depp, just.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you
really
the part of the film that was my favorite, was when he first pulls up to the Nicholas Holt's character. He first goes into the castle, and that whole sequence with Count Orlok, and it felt like it went on forever, but it was great. And you don't see his face yet. But that whole sequence when he goes up into the castle, you see the shadow of his hand, and you see he has those creepy nails and everything, but you never see his face. You just hear his voice, and you hear his breathing. And this is an otherworldly creature.
It sounds awful. Like,
yes,
that breathing. Just that.
I loved that. I loved that sequence. I wish that most of the movie would have just been that, like Nicholas Hoult, just like. Experiencing what it is to just be in the same castle as this thing.
Yeah, do you know what? That is the perfect summary. Be in the same castle as this thing. Yeah. That is exactly what it is. And Skarsgård, I know I've said it. Sorry, I don't want to keep repeating myself. Skarsgård just absolutely kills this. I would not, if you put a gun to my head or offered me £1 million, not in a million years would I go Skarsgård. Just wouldn't.
He was great. No doubts here. No doubts here.
Absolutely freaking fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed watching this, though. Loved having this argument. Me and you.
It was mainly me. It was 2-on-1.
Me and Quentin just doubles it. I'm not going to say that. Me and Quentin beating up on you.
It's but yeah, dude, I'm telling you that particular ending is what did it in for me, because otherwise I'd probably be sitting here going, I'll give it a 7 or an 8.
Do you know what? Okay, I'll stop. Beating down on
I also wish I rated The Northman higher than a 6. I should have given it a 7 or an 8, something like that.
I stand by what I said about Eggers. Just visually, what he is doing, every film he comes out with is just fucking stunning. It is so good.
It really is.
But yeah,
I want him to do a movie that's not doesn't have supernatural elements in it.
Yeah,
just once. If you had that same style that he's done with these movies, but it just like
it was like a
something like or like something with the Napoleonic Wars or something like historical,
just a thriller.
Exactly. Yes, I would love to see that, because I would love to see him. See what he can do when he doesn't have the supernatural elements at play.
Yeah, just stretch his legs a bit.
I would something different.
I would absolutely love to say that, but at the moment, excuse me, I don't know what Body did there. At the moment, what he is doing for me, is he's doing it so well that if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and that's. Why is my mouth not working? What he's doing is so fantastic, and it's just something that visually, I am so glad I watched it. Even if I had the same opinion of how the story went for yourself at the end, just to watch that, it was just just fantastic work, and just a testament to the team that he puts around himself, and he's consistently done that. And absolutely, more power to him, man.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be as good a place as any to wrap this up.
I think it is too, actually. Yeah. And yeah, it sounds like I hate it. I didn't. I just hate the ending.
I know you don't hate it. Me and Quentin were just bullying you for a little bit.
I know. Well, when I said that, you guys wouldn't let it go for an hour straight. So it made for good podcasting or show, whatever
Yeah,
this is, whatever this Muppet show is.
it's the Muppet Show tonight.
It is.
Meh.
But yeah, there's a bunch of, because everything else I said about the movie, I think I said was either pretty good to great. But it's just that ending drove me up the wall, man. I don't know what else to say about it.
To stop being a dick, yeah, I totally get it, mate. I completely understand that.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
No. I understand. I understand that, like, something like that can completely throw you off, and you really enjoy something, and then you go, "What is this?"
It's like maybe this is probably not a good comparison, but maybe I'll give it a shot anyway because I had a similar feeling watching, and we're good. I know we're going to disagree on this because I think we touched on it a little bit off camera one time, but the movie Arrival, that movie was so incredible until it got to the ending, and it was for me anyway.
This is a female trope that I don't like when women go like this. I watched Arrival. Granted, I'd had a bottle of wine and I was sat watching it. I'd heard so many good things about it. And at the end, because I hadn't clicked on all the little hints that she was seeing what's going to happen in the future. And when they revealed that they were the parents, I'm so glad no one ever saw me do this. I just went, genuinely, I actually did that on my own. I wasn't trying to, be overzealous in front of anyone. And yeah, that I freaking love that film, and the ending, I absolutely adore it. I could understand why you think the end of this was stupid because, yeah, he's been alive for like 1,000 years, and just all you got to do is not be there when the sun comes up. But no, Arrival, God, I love that film. But
I probably would have loved the ending if it wasn't like basically a carbon copy of the ending of Contact. It was basically the exact same ending. I think it's this basically they took a lot of it. The whole movie was basically a copy of Contact. Interstellar is in a lot of ways, but Interstellar improved on it, whereas Arrival to me was basically just another Contact, which really revealed itself to be that in the ending for me. I'm definitely in the minority on that though as well. I'm in the minority in a lot of opinions on today's review,
dude. Your track record today is
yeah. A lot of people. Whoever's watching these full reviews is probably like, yeah, Boomer's off his fucking rocker on this one.
No, there's some people that fucking rocker, but it's not you, mate. But yeah, dude. No, absolutely had a blast watching this. Had a blast reviewing it with you two. And yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to my pick. I am looking forward to what you and Captain Quintano think about Alan Rickman in this film.
It's probably one of the only Kevin Costner movies that I've not seen it beginning to end. I've like jumped in the middle somewhere, and I never because I think actually, it's funny. The only Robin Hood movie that I've probably seen beginning to end was the one with Russell Crowe.
I thought you were going to say that.
Made by Ridley Scott, yeah. Just because it was Ridley Scott, I was like, well, I got to see it, you know.
First time I saw that
favorite director, and even I can admit that he has a lot of stinkers as well. But Robin Hood wasn't bad. It just wasn't, you know, like terrific or anything.
First time I saw that film, my friend, I went to stay with him in Tenerife, and he put that film on, and it's got a little map of Britain, and so it's just got like, you know, Colchester, London, Manchester, and then it just says Darlington, which don't care about doxing myself. That's where I live, and it just had Darlington. And we were just sat there marking out, going, "Fucking Darlington, yes, get in."
Yeah,
like this, like map from like 1022 has Darlington on it. You know,
1,000 years, almost exactly. Wow.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
If you think about it, yeah, it's 1,003 years.
Yeah, like, I do love that, but Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I know you haven't seen Die Hard, and everyone just raves about how good Alan Rickman is.
It's about the same. It's the same, probably amount of Die Hard that I've seen of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where I've seen like, you know, 20 or 30 minutes of it in the middle, but it's not the same as watching it beginning to end, you know. So yeah, I need to do that.
It gets rave
I need to catch up on, especially Die Hard. Dude, I took a film class one time in college before I dropped out of that shit. But I took a film class, and the fucking book that was written for the class by whoever started that fucking department in the college, that like half the book was about Die Hard. He fucking loved Die Hard, that like half of the goddamn school book was dedicated to it. And every time he came up with an example of like what films do well, he's like, let's go to this scene in Die Hard. And I was like, this handbook is, I literally complained to the professor. I was like, this handbook is useless to me because I'd never seen Die Hard.
Right, this is why I want you.
It kind of made me not want to watch it, but that was like what, 15 fucking years ago at this point. So anyway, I thought you had a kick out of that.
Here's why I want you and Captain Quintano to watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Kevin Costner could not do a British accent to say like you. Absolutely blown.
I was sorry to cut you off. I was thinking he didn't even make the attempt. Does he make the attempt?
No, he did, but it was so bad. They just went,
no,
just do your voice, just talk, just say the lines.
He's the most American actor you can think of, too.
Yeah, and they just wash over it. That no one brings it up. It's never mentioned. But then in the middle of it, you've got Alan Rickman giving the performance of a fucking lifetime with some of the best one-liners. Loxley, I'm going to cut your heart out with a spoon!
I'm actually looking forward to him more than Kevin Costner.
Oh, he is
He's everything I've ever seen him in. He's been fantastic.
Everything about that film he is the reason to watch, and it's British, and you know people are gonna like it. You watching British stuff,
Robin Hood is American. Let's just forget about that. No.
Yeah. Oh no,
it's funny that he did an accent so bad that they were just like, dude, just fucking be yourself.
So the Robin Hoods that we've got. The American, the Australian, Taron Egerton did it, so he's Welsh. I think Carrie Elway in Robin Hood Men in Tights. I think he's the only British guy that I could think of that's done of Robin Hood, you know, a famous Robin Hood film.
Taron Egerton did a Robin Hood.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx was his.
No way! I had never even heard of this one.
Yeah. Spoilers.
That's amazing.
Wasn't that good?
It doesn't sound like it.
No, and I'm gutted because I am, I'm a big Taron fan. But yeah, it just wasn't.
I like him too.
It wasn't the best, but yeah, I am looking forward to it, and I hope I get a better reaction out of you next week than Captain Quintano got out of you this week.
Well, hopefully there's. I mean, but it's also. It seems like a movie that like doesn't take itself too seriously either. This Robin Hood. So
no,
was a heavy Nosferatu was a heavy hitting, fucking serious ass.
It was an art. It was an art film.
Yeah.
The absolutely Eggers was just going, how good can I make this film? Not how much money can I make and how commercially appealing. How good can I make this film? And I think that's what you're getting out of this film.
It still makes me wish I rated Northman higher because I like Northman better than this.
Well, mate, you got Lily Depp and a Taylor-Joy. I mean, you can't lose. Can't.
That's a tough one. But I think we should wrap this up. We'll keep this one under the 2-hour mark. But I promise I did really enjoy this up until the end. But which actually surprised me for a horror film. Because I usually don't like the horror films. But in fact, the ones that I did see lately that I made the attempt to watch have all been British ones, I think. Dog Soldiers. I really like Dog Soldiers.
You really like that, yeah.
And American Werewolf in London. Notice there's a theme here. They all involve werewolves because I love wolves. So if it's a half man, wolf, half man, I can handle it.
Above your head.
Yeah, there you go. You got two. You got this one's here, and then this is the wolf from
Dances.
Wolves.
The one that dances.
Yeah.
But yeah, so guys, thank you very much for staying with us this long.
Yes, and I promise I'll be nicer next week.
We shall see.
Me and Quinn got a little contentious there. But no, every time, I promise you, like, I don't know how many people watch these all the way through, but if you do, I promise you that every time we end one of these, we start dying laughing, even if we get in arguments. Because it's the complete opposite of politics. Whereas if we argue about this stuff, then it's no big fucking deal.
We're being fucking idiots.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be.
Exactly. And we don't think differently of each other afterwards. We don't hold it against each other.
Brian, I'm so upset that you gave it a 5.
I'm sorry.
How can I ever talk to you again?
I'll be better next time. Okay, Sweet Pea.
Oh, please, baby. Better next time.
Okay, let's get out of here. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
We go in. That's it. We're done.